Hi there. The flashing thing on the camera stopped. The spinny thing is still happening, so we'll see. I wanted to jump in here and tell today's going to be a personal story, which I haven't been doing a lot of those lately because I've been doing more of my educational pieces. And I apologize that I talk fast, but I'm trying a short amount of time, and hopefully it's not too long of a story. So that's what the clock on. I was going to say the clock on Zoom says, or on Facebook says I've been talking for 2 minutes, which I haven't, but it just reset. Um, so last Sunday, I was in a restaurant with my two children, who are 9.5 and 8, and my husband and his parents. And my son, who's 9.5, was not behaving at all. And I was struggling. He was just misbehaving, very loud, a little bit obnoxious. Wasn't running around yet, that started, but just really loud and disagreeing with a lot of what I said and back talking me a lot and being very disrespectful. And I must have had a look on my face because my husband, Gabe, who I've talked about before, and some of you know him, Gabe whispered in my ear, "Your tires aren't working." And I chuckled and I said, "No amount of tires is going to help with this, with your son's behavior right now." And then I paused and thought about it and realized in a very convoluted way, he was 100% right. So for those of you who haven't been paying attention, which I get people tune in and out and you can't see all my videos, there's a lot of them. Monster truck tires are the image that comes to me for my boundaries. And he was telling me in that moment, your boundaries aren't working. And they weren't. And even though I thought it's not a boundary issue that my son is misbehaving, it's a self-esteem issue, because then it becomes, what kind of horrible parent am I that I can't not control my son, but teach my son to be respectful, teach my son how to behave in a restaurant. He was right though. Gabe was right that it was a boundary issue because, play it out with me, my son misbehaves, I'm not a good mother, and my mother-in-law is right there watching the whole thing, and she's going to think that I'm a horrible mother. She is judging me right now. That, my friends, is a boundary issue. My protective boundary is I don't have to absorb everything that's coming at me. There's a space between what I hear and what I absorb. And, by the way, there's a space between what I think someone else is thinking and what I absorb. She never said it. My mother-in-law did not look at me and say, "Vicky, you're being a horrible mother." I just thought it. I'm pretty convinced she was thinking that, but again, she didn't say it. And my boundaries failed because it came right in. Yes, I'm a horrible mother. What is wrong with me? Why can't I control my son? So once Gabe reminded me, use your boundaries, the image comes up for me right here. Other people see something all around them, or they just kind of like mentally see it. I get this image right here of like this blue background that I think might be the sky, and truck tires that are not stacked this way, but that are stacked standing up on top of each other, a wall of tires. And because I'm rubber, you're glue, everything you say bounces off me and sticks to you. That's why it's monster truck tires for me. And I do this because that's where they come up. And so I looked at Gabe, and one of us said they're not big enough. I think he said maybe they're not big enough. And he said, "Have you ever heard of monster truck tires?" And I burst out laughing. And I said, "They are monster truck tires, and they're still not working." And then he smiled and said, "Maybe they're too big. The holes between the tires may be too big and everything's coming in." And I said, "That's a really good point. So maybe my boundary is not monster truck tires, it's just regular truck tires with smaller holes." The general theme though that I come back to is, weird thing for him to say to me in a restaurant, to whisper, "Your tires aren't working." You know, if anyone else heard that, what are they talking about? Or does your car need work? But that was my husband's code for, "Sweetheart, work your boundaries." Because I don't know, maybe everything my 9.5-year-old does is a reflection on me. I'm not sure, jury's still out on that one. But I do know that, like, I can't control the adults around me, I cannot control my son all the time. I am doing my best. So that's me staying here too, right? I am doing my best. I have strengths and weaknesses. I'm enough and I matter because I was born. So I did look at him later that day and thought, I'm going to go live on that this week, because that's boundaries. Most of the work I do in here in my lives is the self-esteem stuff. But the boundaries, as I've said, is the container. The containment boundary is the space between what you think and what you say, and that protective boundary is the space between what you hear and what you absorb, what I hear and what I absorb, or what I think someone else is thinking about me and how much of it I absorb. So if this resonates for you at all, either comment below, because I still come back to there's no way I'm the only one. Comment below and or reach out to me. Send me a direct message. Let me know how we can work together. And as always, go to my website, yourdecisiondiva.com, because I am your decision diva. And at my website, you can get your free guide that shows how self-esteem is so closely, well, directly, I should say, linked to your decision making. So head over there to get that. Contact me to work together. And like I said, let me know if this resonates for you, because I help high performing professional women gain the confidence they need in order to make decisions that excite them. So give me a call. Talk to you later. Bye.